Welcome back to another video, and this is my collective July and August makeup haul. Welcome back, and today I will be showing what I got during July and August in terms of makeup products, and because it's actually been quite a long time when I bought some of these products, there's actually going to be in quite a few of the product categories that I'm going to show today, and I will then discuss in which this applies to, but there was going to be quite a lot of also things that I did buy during July or August, but I have already used them up, so they have been decluttered, or I felt that after having them in my rotation and after I have reviewed them on my channel, I felt that there's something in the product made me think that I don't want to keep it in my collection. So that's also a situation that if you have seen a product either in my collective eyeshadow palette review videos lately or in my collective makeup review videos that I do on my channel, but the product isn't here, that means that I have already decluttered it before I have filmed this one. So that's just something to consider, and that actually shows like how long time it has been since I got some of these, because the week this video is going live, it's gonna be already like October, so we're like way in the midst of fall, and thinking that like for example July, when some of these things have been bought, that feels like such a long time ago. But as always, all of these products have been bought with my own money, except I think there might be one or two things that I did get as a gift from family, but there's no PR or other products like that. So because this is more of a hobby for me, I have actually I mostly buy my own makeup, so that's just something to consider. But yeah, let's now get to the products that I got, and there is quite of a decent amount to go through. So where should we start? Let's maybe go through the first, like my Monolith purchases from the last few months. So from Monolith during, well, not last few months, from August and July, because obviously I have bought from Monolith actually quite recently too, but yeah. During July I did get two things from Monolith shop, and there were the first one was this one. So this is the Blend Bunny Longing palette, and this was included in my latest collective eyeshadow palette review video, and here is a quick show how the palette looks like. And you can like watch more my in-depth thoughts and look demos from that video, but as a conclusion I did discuss that I felt that this palette did go quite deep, but I did like the quality of the eyeshadow here. This is very on par with other Blend Bunny palettes, and especially the shimmers have been quite of an upgrade to what I have tried from the brand previously. But for more like in-depth thoughts, you can go and watch the collective eyeshadow palette review that is actually the latest one on my channel. Then another one that I did get with the Blend Bunny order, so this is the High Temp palette, and actually I think what did happen was that I actually did manage to get this one to the video collective eyeshadow palette review that went out before the latest one. So this is not actually in the same video that the Blend Bunny is, because I tried these in different rotation weeks. I was pretty impressed with this one. Had a especially the matte quality I felt was an upgrade, and especially the shimmer quality in this one was like truly, I really hope Unearthly will stick with this shimmer formula, because the shimmers were very impactful and very punchy, and altogether this was a very nice summer color palette, even though this was a bit matte heavy, which usually isn't my style, but still I did give this a quite often also good review. Then something that I got during, I think, August, and this actually is something that I was a bit on 50-50 how I liked this one, but I did came to the conclusion that I did like this. So this is the Peach Perfect palette from Gourmand Girls. This is in the same collective eyeshadow palette review video that I have the Blend Bunny palette in, and this is a very, I'd say, I think I got this in a good time, so because I thought that this is the perfect ultimate beginning of the fall color story with the sagey greens combined with the sort of peachy colors. I did have some maybe things in the formulation with this one that I wasn't such a big fan of, but I do still think this is a beautiful palette, especially for the fall season. But those were all the sort of indie releases, and then let's maybe I will show next maybe some of the luxury. So funny thing, after being on quite of a long Natasha Denona break, I managed to actually get two Natasha Denona palettes, and it wasn't until I was actually looking, because I do keep up a makeup Excel for my purchases, which actually helps planning these videos out, because then I can actually like have a bookkeeping of what products I got in which month. But yeah, the other Natasha Denona palette I got as a gift from my parents when they were traveling abroad during the summer, so that was the one that I got in July, and then as a I was having a very stressful week, and then that was the week when the I Need a Warm palette came out, and I think I did some stress buying, which is not usually a very smart thing to do, but then I got the I Need a Warm, so we are going through both of them. So the I Need a Nude palette, this is the cool down version, neutral palette, and this has been a YouTuber favorite. This was launched last year. As I said, I got this during this summer. I do have to say, I think this was in the eyeshadow collective eyeshadow palette review video that I included this in, so it's not the latest one, but the one that I have before that one. And I did discuss that in terms of matte, I was feeling that I ran out of matte options quite quickly, but otherwise I do think, and especially for my skin undertone, which is a cool rosy undertone, this was actually quite of a fitting palette. Then the I Need a Warm, this has been all over YouTube and socials. This was the midi fall palette release from Natasha Denona. This didn't make it into my latest eyeshadow palette review video because this was still in my rotation, so this will be included in the next one that is going to go on my channel. It might take a while for me to film that because I just had the recent one coming out before. Actually, I think it should be the latest video before latest video from last week, so this still didn't make it into that one, so this will be featured later on. But I can actually, can I do the fun comparison thing actually? So if you are still maybe doing the consideration that oh my god, this is gonna probably go horrible, but I will try. So if you're still maybe considering which one to get, here is a big comparison, the two beside each other. So if you're still thinking that, but it's quite obvious, I do think that for me, because I haven't been buying lately a lot of Natasha Denona palettes, well, now I have these two, but before that, so I do think that if you don't have a lot of Natasha Denona's previous palettes, these are different enough. This is clearly a more cool toned one, and this is clearly more of a warm toned version, but here you can kind of see the tone differences. But yeah, those were all the sort of more luxury or expensive stuff that I got during the few months, and then maybe let's go to some groups of things that I have. So let's maybe go through first a bit more random drugstore stuff, and then some drugstore stuff that is maybe a bit more grouped together. So I did get some of the Kiko Milano eyeshadow sticks. I bought this because I was traveling during the end of August and in the change of September, so I got these, and these were not in the collective eyeshadow palette review, but in my makeup review, because these weren't eyeshadow palettes, so I put these in my collective makeup review video. It's the latest one on my review playlist. If you want to hear my thoughts of these more in depth, again, go watch that one. But I do think especially that these are 11 euros piece, and if you're just looking for good stick eyeshadows, this is a pretty good option for drugstore if you're looking into these ones. Then something that hasn't been yet featured in my channel, but I did actually buy already in August. So this is W7 Micro Matte Fixed Powder, and this is actually the pressed powder that I am currently trying out. And as something I would already say that if you've been eyeing this in your drugstores, this isn't a translucent pressed powder. I will go more in depth with this one because I do feel that there's another. I'm currently wearing a foundation shade that is not completely matching me, but I know the next foundation I'm going to be trying will be more, I think, in tune with my skin color. So I want to try this out with another foundation before including this into a review video to give my sort of final thoughts. But in terms of just that does this mattify you and does it, for example, make you look cakey? It does the job, and so far it doesn't make my skin look cakey or anything, but yeah, I think this should be a relatively new product in the W7 line. Then something that I bought already during the July, so these are the NYX bronzers, and I did discuss that these have been very slow in terms of becoming available here in Europe, so it took until midsummer that the NYX bronzers were available. As I discussed already in the collective makeup review that I included this bronzer in the blushes just recently became available, and because I'm not in a hurry to get a new drugstore blush, I have been just good at waiting, and actually the week this is going live, I will probably in the beginning of October buy one of the blush shades to test out. But here's the bronzer. I do like the formula. It is quite pigmented, and this is the fairest shade, but I do still think this is a pretty good formula bronzer for a drugstore. Then a drugstore eyeshadow palette that I did give a quite of a raving review in my latest eyeshadow palette video. So this is the Makeup Revolution. Was this a True Icon? Yeah, so this is the bronzy Patrick Ta dupe eyeshadow palette, and now I'm gonna try to get this open. And here is what the palette looks like, and go and watch my eyeshadow palette review video again if you want to get more in-depth thoughts about this one. And in this video you won't see the other one because if you have watched the eyeshadow palette review video, you do know that I had actually two of these. The other one, which is the eggplant green version, however, because I wasn't such a fan of that one, that is actually already decluttered, so that is why it's not in this video. But this one that get to stay in my collection, this is like I think best quality that Makeup Revolution has ever done in terms of the eyeshadow, and I'm very much a big fan of this palette, even though it's very one-toned, but this is truly like very, very beautiful to work with. Then the drugstore, more bigger batch of things that I did got from the drugstore was the new Essence and Catrice Fall Edit launches. Again, this is nearly not everything from the Catrice's and Essence's Fall Edit because they release, both of the brands release a lot. And a lot of the stuff, so in this video I don't have the foundation because I already used up the new Catrice Invisible something was the foundation name. That's not included here, but altogether I did like that as a drugstore foundation. Also, what else am I missing? The Peony eyeshadow palette. So with the Catrice Fall Edit they also released I think Soft Peony was the eyeshadow palette's name. Wasn't such a big fan of that one, just like with the other Makeup Revolution palette, I ended up decluttering the Catrice eyeshadow palette after I had done the makeup review video on my channel, so that's just to know. But for the things that I did keep, so I bought one of the Essence correctors, very good formula, especially for a drugstore, probably something that will become a staple in my collection. I bought what was this called? This was the Glam Doll Endless Lash Mascara. I did discuss that this needed a bit of patience, but now this is a very good, I have been liking this mascara a lot, and I can just show that one. So it's a plastic bristles. This has one of the more spikier ends, but for sensitive eyes be careful, but I do like this formula now that it has dried up, and because the mascara one is quite small, it's easy to get on the root of my lashes, but yeah, I've been liking also the mascara a lot now. Then I tried very first time one of the pink brow powders, so this is the Bright and Blur Loose Powder. This is from the Catrice, and I'm just gonna now carefully, okay, yeah, we're having powder now on my trousers probably. So far I've been using this as an under eye powder. As I said in my collective makeup review video, I think it's a quite decent drugstore loose powder. Wouldn't maybe necessarily set my whole face with this one, but for under eyes this has been great. Then lip product that I got, so this was the Care in Colors lip balm from Catrice, and this is I got one of the deeper shades. I did discuss that I didn't feel that after using this for a longer time, this didn't feel that hydrating if you wore this like throughout the day. But if you looking for a more pigmented lip balm, this definitely will show up on your lips. Then one of the Essence products, so I got the Baby Got Bronze. These are a new product in their sort of one style. They brought blushes in this packaging on the spring launch, and now for the fall they bought bronzer contour shades. This is now again in my rotation because I did want to try this out another rotation because I was a bit meh when I tried this the first time. With this one I did already discuss that even though I for example have the fairest shade, this is very pigmented, so if you have fair skin tone you have to be pretty careful when you apply this, because if you apply too much it does look kind of muddy and patchy. But I'm having this in my sort of another testing route of this one because I do want to like keep testing this out just a bit more after my initial review to see that how at the end of the year I will stand with this one. Then I got two of the Baby Got Baby Got blush and Baby Got highlighter, these sort of stick blush and highlighter. So this is the blush color I got. I actually did end up liking the blush shade quite a lot, but you do have to, there's some things you have to do in terms of application to get the perfect sort of application. I said that I would not go straight to my cheeks with this one because then I felt the application was a bit patchy, so with this one start out slow. Then we had the Baby Got Holo highlighter, so this is definitely a product that I would recommend maybe for a preteen or a teenager. It is a bit a sort of glitter in a Vaseline kind of situation, especially as someone who's in their 30s when you have textures on your cheekbones already. This isn't maybe the friendliest product, but I did give this credit for the fact that even though this is very like a balmy feeling on your cheek, this actually does luckily dry down, so this does, I think, stay relatively well during the daytime. But yeah, those were all the Catrice and Essence ones, and then maybe something, yeah, it's been like a while since I got these. So Moira actually launched their products in our country, I think it was at the beginning of summer, and then I was kind of waited a little bit to see what sort of products were available where, and then I ended up buying a couple of things because it's a brand that has gotten a lot of good reviews on YouTube and on social media, but previously it has been a brand that you would have to have ordered online, and because it's not been like, still even though they have gotten good reviews, it's not been that interesting for me enough to just make an order for the brand alone. But now that the products were like available and I could see them testers in store, it was actually like much now easier to make buying decisions. So from Moira, I did get one eyeshadow palette. This is the Moment With You, and we didn't get the like newest of the new products, so we got a pretty good selection, but I so far haven't seen, it seems that the very new products are kind of slow to come, which isn't like unusual, especially for US brands, that some of their products can come pretty slowly to our stores. This is how the palette looks inside. This is a sort of warmer, neutral toned palette. There are kind of few looks you can do with this one. I did discuss that especially the mattes are quite brown one-toned in this one, so to get any color with this one you have to go with the more colorful shimmers that this has. But in terms of formula, and especially that these are still relatively affordable, these are around, I think, 25, 26 euros, which considering the quality that the eyeshadow is, I think this is pretty good for comparing what other eyeshadows are available at that price. But I did like the quality, and I do actually like that the packaging also feels very good, like this sturdy cardboard quality and not something like cheap. Then in terms of cheek products, I got this one, so one of their blushes in one of the hot pink shades, and then I got one of the highlighters. I did discuss that while this is a pretty good cream blush formula, it's not my favorite. I do think that again this is a product that I have to try a second time in my rotation, because it was a bit 50-50 again when I tried this, that how I would place this comparing to the other cream blushes that I have. The highlighter formula, very beautiful, very smooth, but you really have to like your blinding highlighters if you buy this one. And then lip products, I did buy one of their glossier lipsticks. I can't, what's the name of this? Signature lipstick. So these ones, and this is how the shade looks like. And I did discuss again in my collective makeup review video that this is, I was initially thinking that because this is a glossier formula that you would have to build this up on your lips, but this is actually one of those formulas that this really builds immediately. It's a glossier lip formula, so this is not the long-lasting lip product you will ever get, but this was very nice to wear during daytime, didn't feel drying, and I do think that if you like your glossy lips, this would be a good formula to go to. Then what are we still having? Yeah, so during July I also did make a second P. Louise order. You have seen all of these products in a collective P. Louise. I did a separate review video of the P. Louise products I got, but some of those products I already got in June, so those products have been already in sort of my previous makeup haul video. But the June and July products have been in a collective review video, so again, if you want to see more in-depth thoughts about these, you can go watch that one. So, in my second order that I made from P. Louise during the summer, I got one of the mystery boxes again, and then there were some like extras that I got with or I put into the order. So products that were not included in the mystery box was actually a relatively new product at the time. So this is their Spoiled for Choice cream bronzer. I got one shade in this one, and if I did discuss that with a denser sort of liquid product makeup brush, this is a good formula to use. I did feel that if you try to go with a fluffy brush into this formula, it's a bit too stiff to get the sort of full, like enough pigment on your brush. So use a denser brush designed for like cream products, and I do think this is a very nice formulation for like a mid-range price point that P. Louise sells their products for. Then another product that I knew that I would be getting like already beforehand is this one. So I got one of the eyeshadow bases. This was an extra with the purchase, and this is the eyeshadow base I've been wearing. I did discuss in the collective review video that I placed this in, that this eyeshadow base is a bit too wet for because I have an oily linen skin, so for my lids I would need the eyeshadow base to set down a little bit. So with this one, how I have been able to make this work has been that I have applied this one and then a layer of my pressed powder, and then this works just fine. But if you, for example, have dry eyelids, this is probably a good eyeshadow base to consider. Then stuff that I got in the mystery box. So I did get a set, and from the lip set I'm gonna show the more makeup item because it was a set that included one of the balms and then the glosses. So the gloss was this one, so I got another one of these P. Louise Stay Shining. They categorize these as lip oils, but these are pretty like glossy and glittery, so for me these are more lip glosses. I have already said that you have to like the extra packaging to like this, because this is especially a product that won't go into a small purse. I haven't opened this one, so this is the shade Simply the Zest, and I have opened the other gloss that I got in the June order, so I'm not gonna have two of these open. But this is also like, it looks from the back of the tube that it's a bit yellow linen, but I think this is gonna be one of those shades that's gonna go sheer on your lips. But so far, at least from the other gloss that I have in this format, I have liked the formula. So when I have used that one up, then I'm probably gonna open this one. Then the second product that I got was in the mystery box with the Stack 'em Up eyeshadow palette. So this is one of the smaller eyeshadow palettes, and this was the Back Yourself, because they had different color variations, I believe, for these ones. And this is a palette that was already in my sort of this is something that I did include both of the eyeshadow palettes that I had gotten from the brand during the summer, so this was also in the P. Louise review video, but I did say that this was actually the palette that I liked more from the two palettes that I had from the two mystery boxes I got from the brand during the summertime. It's very, I'd say, like, you don't get many looks with this one, but I do think the formula quality in this small palette is a bit better compared to maybe some of the bigger palettes I have tried from them. And then the last product that was included in the mystery box was a Wrap It Up, and this is a bronzer palette. I did discuss that for a consumer user who only does makeup for themselves, you're bound to have the issue that you can only use 3 of the shades. The shades that I can use are these 2 upper ones over here. But I do like the quality of these powders. I do think the powders are very smooth and they apply and build very well. But just as to consider that, okay, yeah, I got this in a mystery box, so I didn't pay separately for this kind of product. But if you are like eyeing this on their website, then really consider that could you then maybe just buy, because they do have individual, like they have 2 types of cream liquid formula bronzers, and they do have actually powder bronzers also on their website available. So if you're just buying a bronzer separately from P. Louise, then I wouldn't go to these big palettes. If you're doing makeup only to yourself, then I would just buy one of the individual powder bronzers. For makeup artists, this actually could be a good thing in their kit, because I do think the quality of this one is actually a product that I would imagine that I would be happy to also do someone else's makeup if I would be some person who does that. But I'm not a makeup artist, obviously, so I only have myself to compare when talking about this. But just in terms of talking about the powder quality, very nice powders, and there's like 2 shades that I do get use out of this one. But yeah, I think we have gone through like all of the products that I had for this collective haul video. So that was fun. I do say that again, for me, makeup is a hobby, so obviously, as I always emphasize with these videos, this is in no way meant to encourage you to buy more makeup. And as I said, aside from the one palette that was included here, I have used my own money for these, and for me, these kind of videos are meant to be purely for entertainment for you. So if you feel that these kind of videos like make you buy more than you can actually spend, then maybe don't watch these videos. But if you can take this as a form of entertainment, then that's, I think, then what these are meant to be. But comment down below, what did you think about the products that I got? Did you get any of these and how did you feel about them, or has there been like any other favorite products that you have been getting during the last few months? If you like this video, push the like button, subscribe to my channel and ring the bell button if you want to get notifications for future content. You can also find me with the same nickname, Hedgehog, on my Instagram. I hope I'll be seeing you again soon in another video. Bye bye!